So I've been thinking, since, they keep saying, like, I remember right before 9/11, right? They were like, oh, uh, the Pentagon failed its audit. It's $2 trillion, that it can't account for. Now they just said it again recently, right? A couple months ago. And then, and so they're like, and even Jon Stewart, right? That freaking, I don't know what happened to him, but anyway, he had the woman from the Pentagon on and talking about, I guess she was from the, whatever it is, the whoever controls the money, right? So the Treasury Department or whatever of the Pentagon, right? The treasurer of the Pentagon and things like that. And he's asking her about being, I'm not sure if that's her title, but anyway, he's asking her about it not being audited. And she's like, well, I mean, we can't be audited. We just don't know where the money goes. And he goes, yeah, that's part of the point of being audited. So you find out where the money goes. My thought is, you know where this fucking money's going? Think about it. $2 trillion back in 2001, right? And that's just what we know about. And then another $2 trillion just recently, right? So, I mean, the amount of money that $1 trillion is, and to be missing four, right? On top of all their other budgeting, right? So my thought is that they're using people like Bill Gates, right? They gave him a shit ton of money, I'm sure. Jeff Bezos, nobody is allowed to become one of these elite billionaires unless they have dirt on you and they can use you. And then they feed you money, like Jeffrey Epstein, right? You know what I mean? Everybody's like, where does money come from? And he's got a couple of these billionaires that had to pay him and this and that, or they wanted to pay him billions of dollars, right? So what my thought is that they can't account for the trillions of dollars is because they're actually making and breaking these giant corporations. Like we think, oh, the corporations, they're running our government. No, our government are these corporations, right? It's fascism. You know what I'm saying? So Bezos, right? He was selling stuff for less than cost, right? For years. So that he could corner the market, right? And he said, well, I almost went broke and I needed a loan of $250,000 from my parents. Bull fucking shit. You know what I mean? He got that shit from fucking the CIA, just like Bill Gates. Oh, I was just about to be broke and then I stole all of Apple's ideas. And, no. Same thing with Zuckerberg, right? Oh, they all drop out of freaking college, right? And then all of a sudden, there's this big epiphany where they become billionaires. Get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean? Look at Jack Dorsey, right? Same thing happened to him. And then they pushed him out of Twitter and then the government took it all over. And now you can see how mad they are, right? Because even the cucks that I know that were like, Elon's doing it. He's the best thing that ever happens to sliced bread. He's making electric cars and a starship and we're going to Mars and the moon and blah, 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 blah. Not knowing that he's a fucking plant as well, right? He said that he almost failed, but he needed a small loan from his parents who are emerald miners, right? Emerald and diamond miners in South Africa during apartheid. But anyway, we won't talk about that, right? So all of these people, they've all been compromised. And then they go, hey, look, if you just do our bidding, we'll let you keep having sex with the underage or whatever the hell they're doing, because they're doing some crazy weird stuff. And then, look at the Dalai Lama, right? Comes out that the CIA was paying him $180,000 a year during the 60s to be pro-Vietnam War, you know what I mean? Like, we're going to get rid of these communists, the communists this, the communists that. Meanwhile, they're banging, underage children, you know what I mean? He told a kid to suck his tongue the other day. Like, what? What? The only time I've ever told someone to suck never mind. I'm just saying, and it wasn't a fucking child. These elites, they have, I don't know what it is. Maybe they drug them and they get them to bang children and all this stuff. And then they're compromised and, look at the Secret Service, right? It's a very thin line from being a captive, in captivity or being protected, right? Are you a prisoner or are they securing you for a reason? You know what I'm saying? In a second it could be over, I really think that the reason why they can't account for this money is because they're funding these corporations, these people, Bill Gates, Elon Musk. Like look into Elon Musk, right? Even the right. I know he's your darling, right? But all he has is military contracts. You know what I mean? All he has is American money. He doesn't spend his own money. Why do you think he had to borrow all that money off of the Saudis and shit like that to buy Twitter? Because he's not the richest man in the world. The government is. He just pretends that he's doing this and that, and they let you do a couple things here and there. But they tell you, they go, hey, listen. You're going to do our bidding, but we might let you do a little bit here and there to make it look good, but that's it. That's why they can't account for this money. They can't admit that they're, we already know that the government is picking winners and losers in corporations, right? We don't have a free market anymore. We have socialism for the ultra rich. And this is why, because they use them. They use them to manufacture consent for all the dirty shit they're doing all over the globe. I mean, look at our government right now. They're mad that peace is breaking out all over the world, and they're angry because they're like, they could have did that. They could have brokered all these peace deals, right? But they can't. They need the military-industrial complex to get bigger and bigger and bigger so we can keep our hegemony. So hard for me to say that word. But I really think that that's why they can't account for these trillions of dollars, is that, they invented Amazon. They invented Tesla. I mean, they didn't invent it, but they took the people and they gave the money, and now Elon's investing and this and that, and Bill Gates, it makes it look like they're doing it. The Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Yeah, okay. Now, okay, that's another video. But, that's where I think all this money's going for. That's why they can't account for it. Because then they'd have to admit, like, oh, yeah, all of these billionaires, they're fake. They're fake. You can't become one because they don't exist. We make them, and then we use them to control you. That's what it is. All right, peace. No one's going to watch this video. It's too fucking long. But I do rule.